Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, my name is Erica and I create beauty videos, hair videos, as well as lifestyle videos, you guys. So if any of those things interest you, definitely subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell to see all my future uploads, and do not forget to click all. So we are going to be doing a series. I wanted to do a beginner friendly makeup series titled Back to the Basics. I wanted to do this series because I just feel like there are a lot of people that still want to learn how to do their makeup, and I just feel like we don't have a lot of videos out here that truly breaks down. We do, but they're like super older, you know. So I want to do something a little bit more updated, that we don't have true beginner friendly content, including my channel. Like, I just don't see it out there. So I wanted to create something, break it down products by product and what they were for those people who are interested in learning how to do their own makeup, who become frustrated, overwhelmed, and just kind of give up. Like, I just wanted to give you something to help alleviate that headache, so you can be a little bit more independent. And girl, you can do your makeup yourself. Like, we DIY over here. Like, we do our things ourselves, you know. So if you are interested in this series, then continue to watch. Okay, so in part one we discussed different primers that you guys can use. So for this particular video, I'm going to use what works best for me. Make sure you get something that works for you with your skin concerns and things like that. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Putty Primer, Poreless Putty Primer, and I'm going to be applying this on my cheek area. As you know, I have visible pores here. So we're going to be applying it there. Normally I will go in with an illuminating primer on the forehead, nose area, chin area, and like kind of on the sides, but I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video. So yeah, an extra step you can take if you have the same skin concerns as I do and you have pores and you kind of want to just minimize the pores, get rid of those pores, I'm going to be setting this with a setting powder just to fill that in. And once I put that foundation over it, it's going to kind of act as a filler, is how I can put it. This stuff's so messy. I don't know how much, but I'm using a little triangle sponge. You can use a brush, you can use a powder puff. I never use a powder puff in this area. I'm gonna use a sponge. Stick to what I know, y'all. But I'm just gonna press it in and set everything. And if you have oily skin, you can still use a setting powder to press into the areas that you want to mattify. But I'm using a mattifying foundation, so you know, if you're using a mattifying foundation, you do not have to do this stuff, but I do it anyway, girl, because I want flawless. So beginner friendly, keep that in mind. I'm setting everything, and I'm going to be color correcting. I wanted to touch on color correcting. It can be a little bit confusing, and I feel like it can be a bit intimidating, especially if you really don't know what you're doing. So I like to just do research and read, and I like to go on YouTube. It's the best teacher, and it's a couple YouTubers that I watch. Destiny Godly has a ton of videos about color correcting, how to do it the correct way. So definitely check out her channel. That's literally where I learned stuff from. So I'm going in the Ruby Kisses concealer palette. Don't mind the messiness, I use it. I use my stuff. So this is a great concealer palette because you literally have all your shades. You have your light, and you have everything. You have your color corrector, you have your highlighters, you have your contour shades, your bronzer shades, and all that. And you also have like this shimmer shade here, which I'm going to show you guys later. how to use it. But as far right now, we're going to be color correcting using an orange as your corrector, or a peach depending on your complexion color. If you are on the lighter side, you will use more so of a peach shade. If you're on the darker side, we use that middle peachy, dark peachy to like an orange shade. So we are going to be correcting under the eyes where we have darkness. So you're basically putting that, if you have under eye circles, bags, or whatever, I like to go around the mouth, because as a woman of color, we are darker around the perimeters of our mouths, so the corners, under the eyes. If you have acne scars, like I do, you can spot correct. You just take a little dab and just put it in those areas. Any hyperpigmentation, you can literally color correct with this orange corrector. I do not have a green corrector. No, I do not have a green corrector. I did before, but I don't have one. That's for redness. So if you have like a red pimple, like you're on the lighter side, and you want to calm down that redness, you will apply just a little bit of that green on the red spots on your face, and it'll literally create this blank canvas. Color correcting works. I did a foundation look yesterday, like I did my makeup yesterday, and I did not color correct. It's something I skip when I'm like not trying to be extra, and I literally noticed the mustache on my face, and I was like, yeah, it's like my best friend. It's my thing to do. So I'm not gonna remember. Let's get into this product. I'm going in with my finger. You can mix this orange and this lighter shade to get more of a peachy shade, but I'm just gonna go in like this. Since I already put my finger in it, we're gonna go around the mouth, and I like to use my finger because it warms up the product and help it to blend in. So color correct, you can do it before or after foundation. I like to do it before, and once you put that foundation on, it just, I don't know, like it just sets the tone, honey. You ain't gonna notice some things. So don't be afraid. Like if you're scared, like, oh my god, I'm gonna look orange. No, you're not. It's literally going to make everything one color for you. It looks more pigmented in real life than it is on the camera. So I'm gonna take a little bit more, and this area got like a little spot. And I'm gonna go the corners of the mouth. And then I'm gonna go there. So I don't really like, I have to have a really bad dark spot like down there. Like when I've been been kicking my tail, I will go down there. But normally no. A little bit there and there. So you just apply where you like. There. Okay, so now we're gonna go underneath the eyes, cause girl, I stay up late some nights. I'm trying to catch up on shows. So yeah, wherever you feel you need it, you guys apply that corrector. And also, like, I know it runs in my family, but we have like this dark line across the nose. I like to do that as well. I don't even know what why is that, but yeah, that's a thing. And I wanted to add this to the beginner thing because I feel like this is an important step that'll make your look. And I just hope this is very helpful and not overwhelming. I'm not trying to make it super overwhelming. That's why I wanted to break it down into series. It's just something you can practice. It's not something you have to do every day, but I'm telling you, once you start doing it and then you like don't do it, you're gonna notice the difference in your foundation look and your base. And I'm a huge base person right now. Like, that's the most important thing for me, is to have a flawless base. We trying to look, you know, snatched. Okay, so once I've color corrected everything, I like to go back into that setting powder and just set everything, because when I go in with foundation, I don't want things rubbing and I don't want to like wipe it away. So I'm going in and we're going to lightly set everything into place. And I like using the triangle. I ain't using it so long, but I like using this because it gets into the spots. So yeah, this is what we're looking like. Let's prepare for foundation. Alright, so you want to make sure you are shaking your foundation. Get it, everything together. Y'all, my eyes look good. We did that. We did that. Alright, so again, I'm using CoverGirls. I'm going to get a few pumps on the back. And I like to start out with 3. I remember we used to watching, like when I used to watch YouTube videos, they're like a few pumps, like 2 or 3 pumps. I'm like, that's not enough. Now that I'm like really doing makeup, I'm like, okay, that could be enough. But so with the foundation, you can use any tool again. So some brushes, I would say great starter brushes is the Real Techniques brush. This is what it looks like. I rubbed everything off. This is the Expert Face Brush, and then you have the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. Girl is good too. You can opt for a sponge. The only time I'll use a sponge is if I want lighter coverage. I feel like the sponge is very beginner friendly. This is the e.l.f. sponge. It's very soft. I like this better than a Real Technique sponge. It's super soft and it's just more durable. So yeah, I think I'm gonna use this when I might when I apply my concealer and stuff. But I'll just show you the difference. How about that? So one side we're gonna do with the brush and one side we're gonna do with the sponge. And I have this other brush. It came in a set that my aunt gave me. It's a face round brush. It's very compact, kind of dense, but not really. This is great for foundation as well. So those are a few little things. They are dirty because I use them, but y'all, these are great brushes. So for this side, I think I'm going to do the sponge. This side I'm gonna do the brush. So I got a few pumps on the back of my hand. And which brush do I want to use today? I'm gonna opt, just because I've been using my e.l.f. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. What side I said I was gonna do it on? Okay, we're gonna start over here. And I'm literally tapping that in. To the skin. I almost forgot another little thing, but we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna save the forehead for last. Literally tapping into the skin. And because I'm wearing a turtleneck, I don't really have to worry about making sure everything blended down the neck. I will say I am darker in certain parts of my neck, and then my chest is lighter. My chest and my face like matches each other, and then I have a different like a neck, like somebody gave me their neck. But yeah, because wintertime you can get away with it because of turtlenecks, but that's another subject. Alright, so that's on. So next we're gonna take the sponge. Let me pump a little more. Go into that product. I'm going to be using this part of it. Let's see if we see a difference. Immediately, I already noticed, like with the sponge, it soaks up more of your product. So prepare for that if you're going to use a sponge, giving you that lighter coverage. And yeah, you're gonna use more product. Like I have nothing else back on the back of my hand. It gives a lighter touch, and this is why I use the brush, because I want more coverage. If you don't want a whole bunch of coverage, definitely go with a sponge. But another little thing, another little tip is if you go in with the brush first, you can always go back behind it with the sponge just to kind of take away, and you know, so it won't be look too thick. But I'm gonna get another pump, and I'm going in with my brush because I want the coverage. But I just wanted to show you guys. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. Like I could still see some of my acne scars and things like that, and then on this side I cannot see those things. So okay, so for the forehead, I left it last. We're going to be taking that angle brush we use in the part 2 for concealing. We're going to go in with that foundation just a little bit, you guys. I pumped on the back, you can barely see it, but we're going to be lining the top of our brows so it won't look so harsh. And all I did was lay it flat, dragged it down, and it's going to blend with the foundation, so you don't have to worry about trying to conceal. And if you put a lighter concealer up top, it's just a lot of extra work that I'm not trying to do. So I just started using foundation for the top. Just gonna go that down. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just gonna put on the forehead. Like I don't really, y'all, I don't put a lot of foundation on my forehead, and I don't even know why. But whatever's left is what goes on the forehead. I guess because it's so small, like it doesn't take much. But this is the foundation. This is our foundation. Like we're done. You have put the foundation on your face, so you're doing great. This is the foundation look. I gotta stop drinking. So if you made it this far, you are doing great. I ask that you keep going. So yeah, we're gonna make our way into highlighting and contouring, because I'm gonna show you guys, but I don't do it, and like bronze. Alright you guys, so for highlighting, I'm going to be going in with that e.l.f. Camo matte concealer that we've been using thus far. This is, I don't think I ever said the shade, but it's Deep Cinnamon, and highlighting is probably my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing, because girl, you can amp it up. You can, this literally takes the look. So let me finish my thought. It literally takes the look up a notch. So here we have foundation on. We have like a, excuse my hair, it's doing something, but it has its own, I don't know, we have a blank canvas, and you can literally stop here, but I just feel like to make your look a little bit more, I don't know, like cohesive and a little bit more realistic. We got to highlight certain parts of our face, and as well as bronze or contour for those that want to slim a couple things, just to kind of make it look a little bit, I can't get the word, but foundation literally gives you a clean slate, gives you one color, it makes you look muted, and it just doesn't look, it's okay, like, but you know, it's not giving glam, you know, professional. But I wanted to give you guys a beginner guide to highlighting. So going in with a concealer that is one shade lighter than your skin tone, we're gonna start. So literally you will highlight the portions of your face that the light or the sun hits. So here I can see my forehead where there's like a little light there, down the bridge of my nose. Here I can see where the light is. Here I can see where the light is. In this area I can definitely see where the light is. So going in with something either skin tone or something one shade lighter than your skin tone can amp it up. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to put a little bit. Am I putting a little bit? Maybe. My little bit might not be your little bit. But we're going to put this much on. And we're going to see. We're going to blend. I'm going to be using... Where's she at? I have another brush, but she's not here. So I'm going to be using my Real Techniques brush. You want to do something a little bit smaller than this. I have a smaller brush. Let me do this right. Let me get my brush. So I have a smaller brush that can literally get into that area, and you can even go smaller than this, but I don't think I have anything smaller than this that is this dense. So we're going to just tap that product. Again, this is self-setting. So you want to work fast, you can work in sections. So we're starting off with this eye, but I want to just show you guys the difference when you highlight. So everything we do, we pretty much tap in. I'm going like on the nose area because that's just my normal routine. And this is one shade lighter than my skin tone. So make sure you go in with something that is one shade lighter than your skin tone. So now that we have everything kind of blended out, I just kind of want to point out the difference. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can see it on camera. But I want to point out the difference that that made. It gave us a nice lift. It kind of woke everything up on this side. And this side, you know, even though I color corrected, I am still seeing a little bit of darkness under the eye. So, yeah. So you can go in with a second coat, a second layer if you like. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that, but I just kind of want to show you guys how highlighting can change the way everything just looks. So I'm gonna go in on the forehead, and this is literally where light hits me. I'm gonna go here, a little there, like a dot. I like to go here as well, and then the chin. I'm literally just trying to show you guys the difference that it's gonna get. Now I have seen people like putting concealer here, the little hack thing on TikTok. I don't do that. I think there's some benefits to that. I haven't looked into it though, but we're gonna press that in, tap tap tap, and then we're gonna go back down here. And I love doing it here because it just snatches everything. And then there, I just did. I try to do like half a size. Half a side of the freaking chin. I have a small chin. But then we're gonna go here. I'm just gonna squeeze my brush get in that little area, and depending on the side of the brush, this can be very like, just go with a smaller brush because if you're contouring your nose, you're gonna have to just make sure, girl. But it's okay. But I'm blending that in. And we're gonna do the tip of the nose. But it just brings lights to your face, and it just picked up this side of my face. This face looked down, this part of my face looks lifted. So yeah, you got like a free little Botox section, a Botox session without paying for it or really going to get it done. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna use this concealer just because it's in front of me, and yeah. But I'm going to go in with this lighter, the lightest shade in there, and I'm going to just show you how you can lift your face a little bit more, and also highlight a little bit more. So you can go 2 shades lighter. I personally say start out with something 1 shade lighter and then go in with something 2 shades lighter to give yourself the look you're looking for. But I put some in the back of my hand. I'm going to warm it up with my finger. And then we're going to put it here. And when you're going in with something super light, especially if it's 2 shades lighter, you want to keep it in a small little section. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to use a smaller brush. But I'm going for something a little bit more lighter to give me a little bit more lifting. It's going to pick the face up even more. Especially in this area. It makes you look a little bit more awake. And I'm going to do that so I can get in certain parts of the face. I did not drag it all the way out here. When using concealers, if you have lighter concealer, if you drag your concealer all the way out here, you're going to make your face white as shit. So, if that ain't what you're going for, if you already got a naturally little chunky face like me, I say skip that step. But if you have a slimmer face and you kind of want a little bit more like a full face, definitely go for that. But I'm good over here. We good on that. Okay, so I'm going in with that same concealer, and I'm going to do here, tip of the nose. I'll go there, and on this end of the forehead. And you see how much light is bringing to the face, going in with a bigger brush. And y'all probably like, girl, this is not beginner friendly, what happened? I'm trying to stay on course, work with me, but I'm just giving you options. I'm just showing you guys the power of concealer and highlighting and what it can do for you when used properly. I know y'all see it. I know y'all see it. That's the difference we're getting here. The difference. Alright, so now that we highlighted, I'm going to talk a little bit more about contouring things. So using the same palette, I like using this because you get so much in one little palette. You got your darkest shade here. If I wanted to go in contour, I definitely could with this shade, but I'm not trying to slim anything. Contouring is when you want to slim your face a little bit. You want your cheeks a little bit more prominent. If you were to contour your nose, you want a slimmer nose. If you have a larger forehead and you wanted to kind of minimize the forehead look, you would contour your forehead to make it appear smaller. So contouring, just think you want things to either go away, disappear, or you want to shrink things. For me, I don't contour. Like, my cheeks are already there. They're already there. I don't need them to be a little bit more prominent. I really don't. But if you had a slimmer face, let's say that you have a slimmer face and you wanted to make your cheekbones pop a little bit more, you kind of wanted to give a lift to it, you can go in and contour, and you can create that shape to make you look like you have a little bit more cheeks and make everything a little bit fuller. So that's contouring, slimming minimizing or just lifting things in certain areas. For me, I just like to go in and add color back into my face, because again, we applied foundation, which gave us a clean slate. Then we went in, we highlighted things, you know. So now I just like to pretty much use warmer tones. So with contouring, let me just set it up this way. Your contour shade is going to be on the cooler side. So you're using browns with a cool, I want to say this, a cooler tone. I don't want to say gray, but kind of like brown gray. Let me see. Let me find a shade so I can explain this the best way I know how. If I want to contour just a little bit, I would go in with this brown shade here. And it's gonna help slim everything down. If I wanted to bronze, you would go in with something a little bit more on the warmer side. So it would be something between these two, something like this, or where we at? Something like this. For a little bit warmer. I'm a bronzer person. Like, I like to warm up my face, bring that color back, because my foundation is like golden, and I like to just play around with color and bring that back. So you do not have to use a concealer to do that. You can literally use a powder, which I do all the time. So I'm going to skip using a cream product, and we're going to be using that. But before I do that, I just wanted to get that out of the way. That would be the step, the next step, if you wanted to do cream product. But since I'm not going to be doing cream product, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to set the concealer that we highlighted with, which brings me to your setting powders and your finishing powders, your translucent powders. So what's the difference? Okay, so I had to do research again and read up on it and make sure I'm telling this right. So your setting powders are your powders, and they'll literally have like setting, or it can be translucent. You're going to set the areas that we highlighted. You want to set these things in place. You don't want these things to move throughout the day. So that's what we're going to be doing now. I'm going to keep it simple because this is beginner friendly. I'm not going to do my normal stuff, but I'm going to show you another thing. So I'm going to go in with that brush because I had this concealer sit for a little bit. You can set with a brush, or you can do a sponge, you can do a powder puff, whatever you want. But let's go over with this to get rid of creases. So I'm going to go in with this brush, and we're going to start out setting just a little bit. We're going to start out with the brush, and you're going to tap that underneath. You want to set all your liquids, all your creams, because if you don't, you're going to look crazy. You're going to look greasy. You're going to look creasy. You're going to look a mess. So everywhere we put concealer, any type of liquid, we're going to set that. And that's why I like doing a mattifying foundation, because I don't have to do all the extra setting of the foundation and stuff like that. But we set everything. We're good. The next step, you want it to bake. Baking is like a step up. It's literally a step up from just setting everything. So I'm just going to show you. And I'm sure you've heard of it and seen videos of it. But I'm going to start here. Down the nose area, and this will allow you to snatch your nose as well if you're going for a more slimmer nose. So I'm just doing a little bit, and then I'm going to take that powder as well and put it over the brows to give softer brows. This is just something I personally like to do. You do not have to do that. You can literally skip that step. So now that all that is done, we looking baked. We looking dry, but don't fret. So we're gonna just tap all that powder in. You can swipe it away, but I personally just like to tap it in. And the last thing I'm going to show you in this series, finishing powder. Your finishing powder acts as a filter, it acts as a veil. It literally blurs, so you can set the rest of your face with this finishing powder. I have the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in medium deep. This is a colored one. They do have, why did that come off that way? Oh Lord, but they do have translucent, so that's even better. But I'm gonna take a little bit, and this is what it looks like. It's in this container. I'm gonna take a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna just take a big fluffy brush, tap off your excess, and you're literally gonna just apply it. It's great for pores, filling in this pore, but it acts as a nice little veil to make you look blurred, to make you look filtered. You do not have to use this product, but I'm just showing you guys options. I'm gonna switch that around, and that's where we are now, you guys. Like, we are getting somewhere, baby. If you got this far and you are literally doing this as we go, girl, give yourself a pat on the back, because you're doing it. You're doing something you thought you weren't going to do. So I'm hoping that this helps you. So this is our face. I'm not sure if I want to finish the eyes now or wait. We're gonna go ahead and finish the eyes, and then it's gonna be the end of this part of the series. So literally finishing the eyes out, we're going to take that same liner we used in part 2, and we're just going to be aligning. You do not have to do this, you can leave it like this, but we're going to finish it. You can line, and then we're going to blur it. We're going to smoke it out just to make it softer. And just look how it just I love this, y'all. Like, if you don't know by now, I love makeup. This is my first love. I started literally in the 8th grade, and it just took off from there. This is just something I love to do. So now we're just going to be adding some mascara, that waterproof mascara. And again, if you get any little bit, I got a little bit on it. I'm just gonna let that dry. And then we'll go back in with a brush later. So yeah, this is going to be the end. What is this? Part 3. This is going to be the end of part 3. I hope I see you guys in part 4.